Jared had just finished the housework for the day. Only the trash remained, waiting to be run out. He grabbed the black bag, stepping out into the cold, windy night. Any other time, he'd have simply thrown the bag away and continued back downstairs. But today, for some reason he couldn't explain, he felt like something was watching him. Closing the lid, he scanned the front yard, his heart thumping inside his chest. A nearly inaudible laugh drew his attention. It sounded almost like someone trying to cover the fact they were laughing. His eyes fell on the far end of his lawn, next to the bushes. He could barely make out the shape of something crouching. Once again, the soft laugh came from the shape. Thinking it was a raccoon, Jared lobbed a glass bottle at it. The bottle met its mark, much to Jared's surprise. It exploded into shards as it struck the creature directly in its head. The laughing sound ceased immediately. Jared retracted against the property wall as he watched the creature stand bipedal on its back legs. He couldn't be sure, but it appeared to stand over 10 feet tall. Suddenly, a cackle filled the air. Jared looked over and saw the creature barreling forward on all fours. He almost lost his footing on the steps as he stumbled back into his apartment, slamming the door behind him. As he caught his breath, Jared heard the sound of glass breaking from the back room. A gentle thud was soon to follow. He fumbled around in a drawer before producing a large knife. He crept slowly down the hallway, keeping his weapon raised. Less than 3 feet from the door, he stopped dead in his tracks. From beyond the doorway, he was met with a woman's voice talking to him. "Come back to bed, honey." The voice said, "Everything is fine." Jared would never cross that doorway. That voice hadn't spoken to him in several years. Not since the day his wife died in a car accident. The lamp in the bedroom cast a shadow from within. A silhouette that appeared to belong to a woman was projected onto the wall. If you stared long enough, you'd just catch the quick, jerking movements interrupting the otherwise unmoving shadow. The silence was periodically broken by a nearly inaudible giggle. Jared wasn't sure how he would get out of this situation. Something was telling him not to challenge the creature. Instead of using the knife for a weapon, he decided to use it for a distraction. He threw it hard into the bedroom. The shadow fell to all fours and crossed the room in a heartbeat. Jared was already moving for the front door. Jared half expected the creature to be waiting in his car. Luckily, that wasn't the case. He wasn't sure where he was going, but he knew he had to drive. An hour or so passed, and he found himself on a secluded back road. The radio was blaring some classic rock. The headlights illuminated someone on the side of the road. It was an older woman walking with a suitcase. Jared slowed the car to a crawl. "Do you need a ride?" He reached over and popped the door open. The woman smiled briefly before hopping into the warmth of the vehicle. "Where am I taking you?" She didn't say a word but pointed ahead. Probably just needed a ride to town then, Jared thought. She started rummaging around in a purse, but not before reaching over and shutting off the music. "Oh, yeah, I wasn't listening to that song anyway," Jared said, annoyed. He tried a few more times to spark up some kind of conversation. It just wasn't going to happen. But Jared happened to notice something as he had glanced over at the passenger. She was holding a purse that looked incredibly familiar, though he couldn't figure out why. As she readjusted the bag, he got his answer. There in a little pocket, he saw his wife's ID. The purse was never recovered from the car crash. As the realization dawned on him, a soft, not quite human giggle began to fill the car.